Welcome to the ISTQB Advanced Test Manager course. In this video, we will focus on the introduction, contents of the exam syllabus, tips for preparation of this certification. If you are already a foundation level certified and wishing to become test manager certified, then this course is for you. All the contents of this course is taken from the ISTQB official site, and if you want to get more details, you can go to the istqb.org certifications test manager. Then you will see all the information about the content, syllabus, sample questions, the rules, exam structure, and the successful ways to become the ISTQB test manager certified. Without any further ado, let's get started. This diagram you might have already seen, and the main primary prerequisite here is you are already a foundation level certified, and we are here. When you move to the advanced level, this red box is for the advanced level courses, and test manager is one of the advanced level course. So one prerequisite is foundation level certification, and then you might have already achieved an advanced point in your career in software testing, and you wish to become further develop your career in the test management and within the software development, advanced software testing, advanced principles. So let's see the exam structure now. So there are total 65 questions, and the total points will be maximum 115. The passing score is 75. That means you have to be getting at least 65% to get the passing score. And the exam length is 180 minutes. If you are a non-native English speaker, then you can ask for extra 25% of the exam duration. And these are the K levels, and how the number of questions are distributed between the K levels is shown here. There are no K1 actually in the advanced course. K2 means understand, K3 is apply, K4 is analyze. So you can expect around 32 questions for K2, 15 questions for K3, and 16 questions for K4. So total 63 questions here mentioned, but this is a rough estimate. And for K2 you can also expect an additional 6 to 7 questions, and for K3 an additional 1 question. So that is how the distribution is. And here, based on this structure, there are total 140 minutes that you might be spending for these 63 questions, and this is a rough estimate. For K2 they say 1 minute, and for K3 3 minutes roughly, and K4 is 4 minutes. Sometimes if the question is too long, you may be spending a little bit more on that question, and for the other questions you may be spending a little bit less. So this is just an estimate. So you know that now for K2 there are 32, K3 15, and K4 16. And when it comes to the points, actually K2 is generally, the questions are like marked for 1 point, and K3 is for 2 points, and K4 is for 3 points. And all the questions are multiple choice questions, and you need to answer all of them correct to get the points for each question. So you can find more information in the site I have mentioned here, but this is like good enough to proceed further. Let's see what is the exam syllabus. For this test manager course, there are total 7 chapters. The first one is testing process, then test management, reviews, defect management, improving the testing process, test tools and automation. Then the last chapter is people skills, team composition. Each of these chapters are given very good details. The subtopics are really good. If you see, for testing process, test planning, monitoring and control, test designs, implementation, execution, evaluating the exit criteria, reporting, test closure activities, all of these are contents of the first chapter. Then for the test management, you have management in context, and the risk-based approach, and other approaches for test prioritization and effort allocation. Then test documentation, the work products, estimation, test metrics, business value of testing, distributed, outsourced and in-source testing, managing the application of industry standards. This is all part of the test management chapter. And then reviews. Reviews is management reviews, audits, how we are managing the reviews, metrics for reviews, and managing the formal reviews. This is all part of reviews. Then defect management shows defect life cycle and the SDLC, defect report information, what it should contain, then assessing process capability with defect report information. Improving the testing process contains test improvement process, improving the test process, improving the test process with TMMI, with TPI next, and with CTP, with STEP. These are all part of the test process improvements. Then test tools and automation. Here we know how to do the tool selection, tool life cycle, and what are the tool metrics. Then the last chapter is people skills team composition, where you will go through and understand individual skills, test team dynamics, fitting testing within an organization, motivation and communication. So this is all the high level syllabus and the contents of each of the chapters of the test manager course. Then let's see the questions distribution for each of these chapters. For the first chapter, testing process, see these are all the K levels and these are the number of questions per learning objective. Each of the subtopic here you see is the learning objective, and these many questions you can expect from each of the learning objective. And a minimum of one question may be written against the selectable learning object marked with an asterisk. If it is asterisk, that means at least one question will be asked from here. Then from this chapter you can expect 13 to 14 questions. For K2 there are 2 or 3 questions, for K3 9 questions, K4 2 questions. So total if you see the points, 27 points you can expect from the first chapter. Okay. How we are calculating this? For K2 it's roughly 1 mark, K3 or 2 marks, and K4 or 3 marks related questions. If it is like 14 questions total for different K levels, and based on the weightage we have calculated the points. So we know how much we need to focus on each of the chapters, and what are the learning objectives and in which way we can learn them, so we can get as many marks as possible in the exam. Then in the chapter 2, test management, this is the biggest chapter actually guys out of all 7 chapters, and there are total 25 questions here, and K2 14, K3 3 and K4 8. These are the number of questions per the K level distribution, and you can expect 44 points from this chapter. So you know that this chapter is really important. You need to put really good focus in learning this chapter, because this is the biggest and the most maximum number of points are coming from this chapter. Okay. Then number 3 is reviews, and you can expect 11 questions or 11 points actually from this chapter, and total 6 questions. Chapter 4, defect management, 4 questions, 6 points. Chapter 5, improving the testing process, you can have 3 questions and 4 points. Test tools and automation, 4 or 5 questions from this chapter and total 7 points. And chapter 7, total 7 questions you can expect and total 13 points. So based on the number of points you are expecting from each of the chapters, you can start focusing, you can start putting the weightage and the amount of time that you need to spend to focus on those chapters which are giving you more number of points. And so it's, you know, it's a big tip guys, and basically if you plan your studying of each of the chapters based on the questions distribution and the points distribution, then you know where to put more focus and how to get more points in the real exam. So this is the composition I have come up with based on the exam structure and the exam rules, questions distributions, points we have calculated. Based on that, chapter 2 will give you the highest number of points. So, and this is the one that will take a lot of time because this is the biggest chapter. And then chapter 1, then chapter 7 and chapter 3. So you need, if you know the 1, 2, 3 and 7, if you are thorough with all 4 chapters, we can guarantee that you will pass the exam for sure. And of course you can also put some focus on 4, 5, 6 to learn and understand the concepts, because that will anyways help you in doing your job as a test manager effectively. So you can understand, you can read and understand, and if you are able to answer them, then of course that's even better, right? But the focus based on the points is given here as an exam tip. So in the next chapters, in the next videos, we will go through the chapters one by one, and I will be taking you through the ISTQB syllabus, and we'll be using the same content that is mentioned, so we are not getting any distractions and putting our focus on the authentic and the syllabus that is provided by ISTQB. But of course we will do some discussions, and then we will get some elaborations, explanations in the terms or in the topics that are really needed for better understanding. So, and I'll see you in the next videos. Thank you so much for watching this.